So imagine you grew up during a time and age where stealing music off the internet was the way to go. I mean, LimeWire, Pirate Bay, uh, all of that shit. What is it? uTorrent, all of it, right? And yeah, you might get a virus here and there, but it built character. You from that point you had to learn how to do protection. You started looking into the zip files before you downloaded all of them. You identified and figured out that Trojan just doesn't stand for condoms. It also means horses that can affect your computer. It made you better. And we're proud of that for you. It's called growth, and we excel at it. But imagine you're 30 something years old and you're still stealing music, but you're definitely, supporting it on iTunes and Apple's and music and Spotify and all of these platforms. You support it, you buy it, but once you find the ones you like, you put them in the good old fashioned terabyte converted iPod for safekeeping, because when Apple decides to take your favorite song off of their platform because their contract expired, what you gonna do? Ask them to put it back? Tell them that you paid for it? Show them your receipt? Good luck, Karen. That shit ain't gonna work. But imagine you're not gonna lose your music because your contract expired. You could lose your music because the age-gated facial scan to determine if you're an adult or a child thinks that you're looking kind of young because you shaved your beard, or because the microphone is listening to it at all times and it heard you say crash out or what the helly, and now it's gonna assume that you're a kid, a pubescent kid, 14-year-old living life high on chicky nuggies and doing the damn thing. You lost all your music from the 90s and 80s, and even though you have a song from the 99s to the 2000s talking about back that thing up, you still going to suffer the consequences of this. And I say all this, and I mean this from the depths of my heart, with the soul and everything, because when this was first being talked about, putting up all of these precautions for the sake of the children, the pearl-clutching, mitochondrian, soul-sucking children, I said fuck them kids back then. And I'm gonna say it again, man, fuck them kids. Because if you're telling me I have to give up Pornhub, Spotify, Netflix, and even how to do a breast exam for breast cancer awareness, if I have to give all these things up because some poor kid is gonna hear the word booby or see the word booby or be able to see boobs, then I don't want to live in this world. So I'm pulling an ultimatum here. I want to start a petition. Fuck them kids united type shit. I don't want to deal with these kids anymore. Let's talk about it. Clap it. What's up? Alright, I'm going to cover a few articles here. I got 3 of them I want to talk about. And I just want to talk about how they're all related to this new UK act where they're trying to basically make the internet safer for kids. And this has nothing to do with safety for kids. I want to just state out some facts. This isn't about safety of kids. This is about controlling and censorship. This is a First Amendment violation, at least from an American perspective, and this also should apply for the UK and most of the developed Western world. When the government can tell adults what they can and can't consume within reason or moral standards, then that's the thing. And if more than half of the country, not even more, half, but if a vast majority of adults or adults are entertaining themselves with adult video games, adult music, adult sounds, adult pictures, adult movies, they're adults. Adults, these are the same adults we allow to drink and still own keys. The same adults we allow to smoke and not and still offer insurance to them, right? There needs to be a fine line. Sure, there needs to be protections there for children, but to what extent? And remember, children are only children for so long. They're eventually gonna grow up, and when we do more to stop children from watching something on the internet than to actually feed them, school them, or house them, we as a society have failed. But this isn't failing. This is control. This is a power grab like I've never seen before. And it starts with Spotify. Spotify wants to use the facial scan recognition. Like Reddit, Spotify has partnered with the digital identification firm UT, a service that is conducting age check via facial scannings from Spotify users. UT will use different means of age verification, from facial scanning to requesting a scanning of your ID if it suspects you are under 13, Spotify's minimum age requirement. It also uses an algorithm method to estimate the user's age by Spotify taking its steps further, stating an official outline your account will be deactivated and eventually deleted if you fail to complete the age verification process. So your whole entire music library that you've been collecting since you were probably 14 can be removed just because you don't want to participate in this new activity, right? This is mind-blowing. And Spotify thinks that this is okay. It's not. But let's take it a step further. HIO is restoring not safe for work games as long as they are free. So now we're talking about adults who want to spend their money. But guess what? You can't make money on something that is immoral. Because, the children. Indie gaming platform itch.io began re-indexing some of the adult content it had delisted last month amid pressures from conservative groups and payment processors over its hosting of not safe for work titles. While the move returned some of the content to the site's searchable catalog, it impacts only those games, comics, and other offerings that are already free, therefore not caught in the current payment debacle. And you're probably thinking to yourself, damn, why do they care so much? Why do they care so much? Because conservative people don't really care about anything other than the narrative. They want to force other people to live like them, right? But it goes past that, because it doesn't just affect not safe for work people. The delisting also impacted thousands of creators, including marginalized developers who identify as queer, trans, and BIPOC. So you might lose out on your whole entire work of art because you wanted to show a queer person or a visually ambiguous person on screen, on your media. In a statement given to Wire, Mascard says that it has not evaluated any games of its required restrictions of any activity of gaming platform. Our payment network follows standards based on the rules of law. Spokesperson Seth Eisen says, put simply, we allow all lawful purchases on our network. At the same time, we require merchants to have appropriate controls to ensure MasterCards cannot be used to unlawful purchase, including illegal adult content. Who dictates? There's nothing, and this is how you know that they're bullshitting. There's no law that goes this, and this will probably go to the Supreme Court if it gets enough flack, but it won't do as much good because of the Supreme Court. And some people are already calling this out. It didn't take long to reveal that the UK Online Safety Act is exactly the privacy crushing failure everyone warned about. This was by design. This was by design, right? But it really comes down to right? The fact that the VPNs, all of their prices went through the roof, right? It talks about how VPNs, some people have seen spikes in VPNs of Proton, which is 1,800%. 1,800%. And this isn't by mistake. But guess what? The UK and the conservatives are coming for your VPNs next. VPNs that allow you to bypass their search, their filters, and their rules, they're coming for next. And not all VPNs are built equally either. Some VPNs are just brokers who sell your information to other people. If it is free, you are the product. Right? If it's free, you are the product. So that's the issue we're running into here. A multitude of problems revolved and wrapped in shit. And it's all because we want to save them punk ass kids. And I'm here to say it with my full chest. Fuck them kids. Because if we're over here trying to change the world to make it a better place for our children, treat them well and watch them lead the way, then we would do things that would actually bring them peace of mind in the leading way. Because as we set this world up right now, they're not going to have an environment to breathe clean air. They're not going to have clean water to drink. They're not going to have a place to live because real estate and all these places are going to be so damn expensive. You are literally going to have to sell your kidneys, both of them, in order for you to make pay. They have no goals or aspirations or future or ambitions of making themselves of their name because there's no guarantee that there will be a republic here. They're literally burning and banning books. There might not be a history for them to rehearse about. The recourse of the about. And while we sit here and say that this is about protecting kids, we hesitate to even educate our kids and tell them the truth. We're afraid of it. And we're letting the worst people guide and lead our country. And it doesn't have to be like that. But as long as capitalism remains at the forefront of this whole discussion, there's no way in hell that technology is going to be able to keep up. But the one thing that I enjoy about technology is it finds a way. It provides the road, the pathway. When I was a kid and I wanted to get music and I couldn't afford it, I downloaded it off the internet. And whenever those stupid commercials asked me, would I download a car? I download 50 of them. The world will not fold. We won't break. And this generation is all right. I know they will be. But let me know what you think about all these rules and changes and obligations that we're going to be going through. Super curious to hear what you guys are saying. My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers. I love your faces. Fuck them kids. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.